round number 3 this summer, and it's another edition of Monday Night Madness presented by Oshweekend Speedway in the Coast to Coast Racing League. Tonight we're in the Show Me State of Missouri, and we've got a good one. It is going to be a fun one tonight. Lucas Oil Speedway is the place that we are at. So glad you could join us on the Coast to Coast Racing Network, everyone. Marty Sakala alongside Brandon Dittmer, Zach Chapman, and Dean Reynolds. We're in for a treat here, round number 3, and with the new track conditions so far, Zach, I'll begin with you. We have had a heck of a start to the season.
Yeah, had some great battles in this B series, the first 2 races. Going to be interesting to see if someone else has to take the spotlight tonight. No Isaac, so somebody else has to step up and win tonight. Could be a number of people here, but I got my money on Massa.
Dean, you're currently quickest of you and Brandon in the session currently. With the new track, with the new dirt configuration, what's this place now like?
Well, it was easy when it was tacky. now it's slicked right off, and it's still all new for everybody. But Brandon nailed it a little earlier. He goes, "Ooh, 4's a little tricky." I think the whole key is to come in at turn 4 and get down that front straightaway.
Seems like as well, Brandon, a track where it's really easy to mash the gas because you could do a wheel stand, and that could slow you down just a bit.
Oh, absolutely. As Dean did a little bit of practice, he pulled some wheel stands and had a little bit of fun with it. But you just get on that gas, especially coming out of 4, it's going to be really slick. It's going to be really difficult, especially if you're running that bottom. So we'll see what happens here. I'm really excited for this track.
Absolutely. Well, we're set to go for the first heat race of the evening. It's heat race number 1. It's brought to you by Flatline Racing Bodies. Let's meet the field here. Here is the starting lineup. On the front row is the mayor, Steve Bixler, and next to him is Superman Kurt Schatzer. Row number 2 is the 122 of Brian Dickens. He's next to the 21 of Kevin Fry. Row 3, Jeff Kemper in the 181, Daniel Blau in car 17. Rounding out the field this evening is the 014 by G.J. Boydell. Again, if you're new to the Coast to Coast Racing League, here is how a regular Monday night goes. Heat lineups are determined by pill draw. And 8 laps the heat races. Normally, if we have over 24 drivers with us in Rebels, top 4 will transfer. We've got 14 with us this evening. And I will set up the lineup up for our 30-lap feature.
I'm going in with a lot of confidence, Marty. I'm psyched I can get top 14.
About to see what goes down here. Steve Bixler, Kurt Schatzer bring us to the green flag. Glad he could join us for Monday Night Madness. Winner starts on pole position. Heat 1 is underway. Bixler and Schatzer just about side by side in turn 2. The mayor barely clears Superman. Kevin Fry takes it 3 wide to turn number 3, but is way sideways in the center and allows Bixler to lead lap number 1. Schatzer tries to get a run. Here comes Stickins up on the top. Ooh, he barely gets the door shut by Schatzer. Remember, they're teammates out of the dirt track Bankside, Zach. This is getting to be a lot of fun early.
Yeah, I think that's why you saw Dickens back out of there. I think if that's feature time and that's not your teammate, let's go for it. But played the smart move. Going to be no B main, so you're racing for your feature spot here.
Steve Bixler, though, off to a good start here, Dean. I think he wants to save up his I think he just wants to try and use up his tires as much as he can on that cushion.
Yeah, Steve is actually really, really smooth, and he had a real fast time here in the warm-ups before that. I was 3/10 off his time, so he must feel very comfortable here.
Absolutely. Schatzer, Dickens, Fry 4th, Jeff Kemper 5th, G.J. Boydell 6th, Daniel Blau currently in 7th. Brandon, what does Schatzer have to do? Hold the thought. Dickens goes wide off track in turn 2, and involved in a big wreck. Boydell, Kemper all caught up, allows Daniel Blau to pick up 2 spots there. Big wreck there, and Dickens is an innocent bystander in it, Brandon.
Yeah, and I just allowed the front 2 to get away, and Stutz really going for this lead right now, but that top side is really dominant. Can't really get anything going on the bottom, but Schatz is just waiting for a mess up by Bixler, but I don't think he's going to get it.
See if Schatzer goes for a slide job into turns 3 and 4. Yes, he does. Does Superman have anything? Can Bixler counter it back? Superman pulls off the stunner.
What a finish.
That slick just messed up Bixler right there. And
he tried to get back on the throttle on the crisscross, but got a little bit
I think
too
Steven
loose.
did the cut down a little earlier. I think he would have been a little better off. But, hey, what a race. Those two put on a great show.
Absolutely.
he waited just
Yeah, I think
a second too late.
Bixler's worst enemy, too, was them wrecking behind them because Kirk could just go for it there, so he had second locked up.
Yep. Absolutely. We move to Heat 2, brought to you by Langdon Mechanical, one of the best seating air conditioning companies in the Hamilton area. Welcome back, Soupy. Dan McLaren's on pole position next to the 63 of the Moose and Joe Masso. Row number 2, Dean Reynolds in the 79, Gavin Chatham in the 99. Row 3, the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer in car 83 against Cody Graham in the 2, and in the back, the other Graham racing car, that's the 5 of John Krupa.
Now let's do a little wheelie here for the fans. Maybe we can do one in the back straightaway here.
Let's
He
see
puts
here.
it on the tow truck before he can start.
Oh, no.
He tried. He tried. Brandon wants to do it for fun. So, all right, guys, best of luck.
Thank you.
All right, we're just going to close up the mics to Brandon and Dean so they can concentrate on their race. Zach, what do you expect here for heat race number 2?
I expect some good racing, Marty. Not that, I mean, normally it's a good job of spreading the talent pretty evenly throughout the heats. Not that the last one was a cakewalk, but I mean, you arguably got 4 of the best racers, in this heat. This is going to be a tough one.
We'll see what happens. Let us know who you're rooting for in the chat. We'll give you a shout out live and on the air. McLaren and Masso, the front row. Winner starts outside of row number 1 for the feature. Final heat of the night with the Rebels, and we're green. Could go 3 wide off of 2. McLaren didn't get a great jump. Dittmer nearly into the back of Dean Reynolds. They're 3 wide for the 3rd position. Let's see if Dittmer can get 3rd. No. Masso edges out Dittmer at the line here. Zach, while Chatham leads.
Yeah, I hope everybody was watching Gavin there because he just showed everyone how to get it done on lap 1. He's on the bottom. He went from 3rd to 1st in one corner. What a move by Gavin.
John Krupa sideways off of turn 4. Nearly into Masso. Dean has to back out of it. Could be time for a wheelie, Dino. Now if he wants to focus, he's focused on his heat race. He wants to get back up to the front. Best race on track for the 4th position. Masso running the cushion. Can he get it past Cody Graham? Is he right on board with the Moose? Ooh, bad exit for Cody Graham. And that allows Masso to take away 4th here. Let's Chatham out in front. He's continuing to rack off quick times. A 12-second lap last time by for Chatham, Zach.
Yeah, Gavin's flying. I'm surprised at the way he's doing it, too. You watch that last heat, everyone was up top. He went to the bottom. He's doing his own thing, and he's showing everybody else how to run.
Focused on the race for 2nd briefly for a moment, and that was Dittmer and McLaren. Bad corner at one point for McLaren. Falls back, loses a lot of time to the Spider Monkey.
Yeah, I mean, you got to wonder if Brandon could have maybe had a shot at this lead had it not been for the tough start or build draw there, because it's a good run for Brandon.
Dean slid right up in front of Krupa and takes away the 5th spot. 1 lap to go in Heat 2. And through 3 and 4, it's the number 99 of Gavin Chatham. That starts from 2nd tonight at Lucas Oil Speedway. Dittmer 2nd, McLaren 3rd, Masso 4th, Reynolds 5th, Krupa 6th, and Graham 7th. So preliminaries for the Rebels are in the books. We're going to step aside and take a break as this Osh Weekend Speedway warm-up time. Stay with us on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
How about the reverse for Lucy Olsen? She has her first point.
Yeah, Lucy Olsen, talented sophomore.
want me to go in the pits and
We're
come
back.
out?
We are back now on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. 5 seconds left before the warm-ups end. So we're watching Dino on track. Forgot to end and go right to. Here goes Dino trying to show a wheelie. And that front end doesn't want to cooperate in the going. Maybe between Rebels and Renegades we could do it. Because we'll have a lot of time before we go on the air. So
I'm not fast, so I got to do something.
yes, that is true. You do have to make an adjustment on some stuff. But anyway, we are set to go for our feature tonight. 30 laps. Let's meet the field in the catalytic recovery starting lineup. On the front row is Superman, Kurt Schatzer in the 218, next to Gavin Chatham in the 99. Row number 2, the Mayor, Steve Bixler in the 75, and the 83 of the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer. Row 3, the Flying Fry, Kevin Fry in the 21, and Soupy Dan McLaren in the 88. Row number 4, Jeff Kemper in the 181 against the 63 of the Moose, Joe Masso. Rounding up the top 10, the 17 of Daniel Blau, and the 79 of Dino, Dean Reynolds. Row number 6, the 014 of G.J. Boydell, next to the 5 of John Krupa, and rounding out the field, the 122 of Brian Dickens and the 2 of Cody Graham. Set for our feature. Brandon, Dean, best of luck tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Zach, who's your pick to win?
You know, I was just thinking of a way to say this. I said Mossau earlier, and I don't mean to back out of it, but with the way I saw Dittmer come up through the heat and the way he ran in warm-ups, I've got to put my money on Brandon. I hope I don't give him the commentator's curse, but Brandon's looked pretty good here tonight.
Alrighty, 30 laps here for the Rebels as we're set to go to give you the Lucy Olsen start. It's week 3 of Monday Night Madness on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. We're glad you could join us. Kurt Schatzer, Gavin Chatham, set to bring us to the green flag off for turn number 4. Let's go racing! Bixler underneath on Chatham for the second spot, but is the high side the place you want to be? We are about to find out. Schatzer leads lap 1. Trouble for the back. Daniel Plow is around. Can he save it? He
Contact
can.
up front, too.
As we got a race for the lead still. Everyone was able to keep it going, and Steve Bixler takes the 75 out to the front early here, Zach.
Yeah, not sure exactly what happened, but Dan McLaren and Kevin Fry got together somehow for 4th and 5th, and that kind of hurt them both. We'll have to see if they can climb their way back up here.
And Fry goes up the track. I think he's got a problem with the steering on the race car. I see something broken on the Flying Fry's 21 ride.
Yeah, it looked like maybe there was some right front contact in that accident. I seriously doubt it's driving straight right now, Marty.
But look at all this racing. We got 3 wide by 3 wide. This is the race for 5th spot. Joe Masso, Dan McLaren, and Dean Reynolds. Let's see if McLaren can get the bite off turn 2, which he can for right now, Zach. Ooh, look at that.
Dino is really making the middle work in 3 and 4, but it just seems like there's not enough tack there in the on exit and 2 there.
So we focus back to the front of the field. Bixler leads. The Mayor with a 0.6 of a second advantage on Channel, but he just hit the Tory tire for just a moment. Slows him down by just about a 1/10 of a second. That's something you don't want to do as we've got a race for 3rd. Here comes the Spider Monkey. He takes away the spot at the line, but Chatham is growing closer, Zach, to Bixler's tail.
Yeah, Brandon, I can't tell if he wants to throw that slider or not. He's doing a good job on the bottom, but I think if he wants to, he can clear him right here.
Seems like Chatham, though, as we watch the race for the lead, watch for 3rd. I wish we were able to double box. Wish we had the technical logic to do that, but unfortunately we don't. For 3rd here, back, give it to Superman. Remember, Schatzer started on pole position earlier tonight. Dittmer washes up the track. Schatzer's able to clear for 3rd. Let's go back to the lead. Here comes Chatham on Bixler. 10 down, 20 laps to go.
Bixler's just doing such a great job of not overdriving. I haven't seen him get sideways yet. Doing a great job of throttle control.
Now here's the thing, though, that if I recall correctly, Bixler was on the high side in the beginning of this feature, correct? So he's been I believe he's been on a lot more than what Chatham has.
Yeah, I can't really remember. Not to undercut you, Marty, but I think maybe he's been on the bottom the whole time. He started third, and I think he stayed on the bottom, but I could be wrong.
But now Bixler has increased the lead to 1 second on Chatham. Last time by, 13:88 for Bixler, 14:12 for Chatham. We go to the race for fourth now. McLaren looks for the spot on Kurt Schatzer. Schatzer is fading fast.
Yeah, he's trying to go up and make it eat, but I don't see the line up there. All the guys are running the bottom up front. I think it's just kind of, it's what you got to do at this point. But Bixler's starting to catch lap traffic.
15 up, 15 down, cross flags wave in the air by Barney the flagman. And yes, he is in lap traffic, puts a lap down on John Krupa. Next guy is the 17 of Daniel Blau. If he could get these two first here before Chatham's able to close in, Bixler may have a chance at this.
Yeah, Marty, I mean, this is, nothing against Steven. Steven is a great driver, but this is so unexpected. He is putting on a show, and he is pulling away from Gavin.
Absolutely. What a run Bixler's having at the moment. He's led every lap except for the first today. You go back to third. Dittmer still has it over McLaren. Schatzer remains in fifth. The latter two up on the cushion, but they've got company from behind in Kevin Fry for fourth.
Yeah, and you see, well, Gavin's really struggling here in second, too. He can't really get by the lap cars because they're racing. But Steven, this is going right into his hands.
Absolutely it is. We've got 11 to go. Caution waves, Gavin Chatham. And that is, I believe, the 5 of John Krupa, too.
Yeah, those were the lap cars I was talking about, Marty. It looked like Krupa got into the back of Gavin.
Wow, the second place driver crashes. But the yellow flies, not sure that's what you want, though, if you're Bixler, because it stacks the field back up. And we go double file once again. Wow, I don't know what happened with Krupa, but it's like he had no brakes or just sent it in, or like he wasn't happy with Chatham or something.
Yeah, I don't know what to say there. It's almost like he forgot what he was doing there for a second. That's really tough for Gavin. He had a good run and clearly the second best car there.
We'll have to ride on board here in just a moment. Yeah, that is. I have something I want to say, but I won't say it. We'll watch on board here with Krupa, though. You can hear that. We'll hear the throttle and the brake. He never even let off. I don't know, but we are coming to 1 to green, and we did get a new rule announced by, as well earlier this week by Roger Craig in a bulletin that in Rebels everyone still has lane choice, but in the Renegades the choose cone will only be used for the longer tracks. We'll talk about that later on the broadcast. Bixler and Dittmer, row 1. Schatzer, McLaren, row 2. Fry and Dickens round out the top 6. Who will be our second different winner of the season? About to find out. A 10-lap shootout. Here we go. And Dittmer may have saved the right rear. We got a race for lane. Bixler sideways. McLaren goes 2 for 1. Kevin Fry on the inside for third. Dittmer sideways. Around it's the lap. Gonna get scored. Yes, it is. We stay green.
Yeah, tough for Bixler. That's the only bobble I've seen from him all race, and it was just enough room for McLaren to stick his nose in here. But if Bixler can keep his head down, I think he's got the car to do it.
Not over yet, but a heartbreak for Dittmer as he falls all the way to the back of the 11th position with Dean Reynolds at 12th. But now we go yellow. John Krupa around once again, and I believe he also collected G.J. Boydell. And you can see Krupa crab walking. That car is done. All right, we got a couple things to watch here. We'll watch Boydell here first. And then we need to go to the restart. Get you another good angle. Here's what happened with Boydell. And came in, just ran the back of Cody Graham, and Krupa's there were nowhere to go. So, all right, now we have to watch what happened on this restart. Bixler opened the door for McLaren, and he was there, and then there was some slight contact. Bixler got into Dittmer. Everything's good. Then Schatzer got in the back of the 83, and as he was trying to save it, I thought a yellow was going to come out just before they came across the line, Zach, but everyone saved it.
Yeah, I did too, and nothing against Dan. Love Dan. He's a great guy, but I am really rooting for Steven here. I was hoping that was going to come out and give him his spot back.
Alrighty, we're single file for this one. For the rest of the races, we have under 10 laps to go. McLaren leads, Bixler second, Fry third, Dickens from 13th to 4th. Your current hard charger in this one, Schatzer 5th. Chatham has recovered to 6th position. Here we come back to the green.
Dan really got him on that start. Great start from Dan.
Bixler caught sleeping. Fry with a peek underneath, however, though, Bixler with the drive off. Fry and Dickens wing to wing for the third spot at turn number 3. Ooh, caution's back out for Dittmer.
Yeah, tough start for Steven, but I noticed there again, I think at the slow speeds, he's just having a tough time judging his corner entry on 1 and 2, and he's entering a little higher, and I mean, Kevin Fry almost got him there too, so these restarts are not his friend. He wants to go green.
It's going to be quiet in this commentary booth between sessions. You think there's Zach?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Brandon can be real sour about that one. He just got a little sideways. You know, not much Dean could do there.
I think he was trying to do a wheelie for us as well after the yellow flag. Let's rewind for the heck of it. Are we 1 to green?
No, I don't believe so.
All right, if the lights are on, that means we're not 1 to green.
No, yeah, lights are on.
Okay, so we're good. Thought I saw Dittmer was trying to give us a little bit of a wheelie off turn 4. He was trying to give the fans a show.
We just got the 1 to green.
Yep, so we're coming back to green this time. So McLaren, a great restart. Now, how does Bixler time this here, Zach?
I think, honestly, if you paid attention there, I think, obviously, you don't get it in real life. Most of us run the rearview mirror, and I think Dan waited for Steven to go, made Steven hit the brakes, and as soon as Steven stopped, he went. So Steven's just got to be patient.
Alrighty, so here we come back to the green flag. 6 laps remaining. Another good restart by McLaren. Oh, Dickens sent into Kevin Fry, and they got sideways, and I say Fry looks on the outside. Chatham sideways as well. Him and Schatzer just hooked for a moment. Dickens looks underneath, and Chatham's around once again. He saves it, but the caution comes out, and that'll do it for Gavin Chatham. I don't know what in the world those drivers were thinking on that restart. That was awkward.
Yeah, tough. I mean, I guess you can't really blame, or I guess Dickens got a little sideways there, and Luce came down into Gavin, but can't blame Gavin for trying to make a hole out of nothing. He's got to be frustrated after getting taken out.
Absolutely, after having a chance to win it earlier. Everyone just really going for the same piece of real estate at this point, just trying to save their cars here. So Dickens trying to send it out. I don't think Chatham expected him. But give credit as well to Gavin for keeping his foot on the brake and not putting any other drivers in jeopardy involved.
Yeah, 100% Marty, because like you say, not enough credit's given to the people who do that, because we've seen time and time again where the people do not get on their brakes and it causes a way bigger accident. Steven was really close to him coming to the start-finish line there when the caution came out, so he had a really good restart. We'll have to see if he can do that again.
Absolutely. There's a 5-lap shootout waiting in the wings, and someone's taking a checkered flag. Don't forget, top 5 transfer to Renegades. Here we go for the restart. Better restart from Bixler just a bit, but McLaren holds serve for now. Oh, look at this move for Schatzer. Dancing with the devil up on the top for the bottom step of the podium. Can he take it away? Fry goes up. Schatzer to third with 4 to go. And here he comes on Bixler here. Oh,
here he
Fry
comes.
got the Tory tire. He's got left front damage.
Yeah, Fry just clip it with the left front here. I'm anxious to see. It looks like the top.
This is-
Schatzer's going to get him here, I think. The top is good in 3 and 4. 1 and 2, it's pretty equal, I think. But 3 and 4, the bottom's gone.
We stay green. Fry pulls it off. Back to the race for third. Schatzer up there. And where did Jeff Kemper come from? He's been so quiet in this race. 2 laps to go. Both of them hugging the cushion. See if they can get anything on Steve Bixler and Dan McLaren. But Soupy's running away within the 88. Bixler tries to send it. White flag is out. 1 to go. Will be the first win of the season. Back to the race for third. Cody Graham up in the 4th spot. He's taking it away from Schatzer through 3 and 4. Dan McLaren's head to victory lane. He wins in the Lucas Oil Speedway. For third, it's a finish. Cody Graham, I think, got it by 0.005 of a second.
5th to 3rd on the last lap. Jeff and Schatzer made contact going into 1 and 2, and Cody gets them both.
Wow. They all went crazy starting at the white flag. Let's show you a couple of things that happened. Let's show you that white flag coming to the checkers for third.
What a race for 3rd.
Yeah, that was awesome to watch. Another great race. There was a wreck behind him. I believe that was Joe Masso that was involved. So Graham sent it in on Schatzer. And then through 3 and 4. Wow, just enough bite to take P3. So a great race there. And while we wait for the rest of the top 3 to come in, let's take a look at your results from this evening. Rebels contest. Dan McLaren, the winner. Steve Bixler, 2nd. Cody Graham, 3rd. Jeff Kemper, 4th. Kurt Schatzer, 5th. They're eligible to race in Renegades tonight. GJ Boydell, 6th. Gavin Chatham, 7th. Brandon Dittmer, 8th. Dean Reynolds, 9th. Joe Masso, 10th. Daniel Blau, 11th. Kevin Fry, 12th. John Krupa, 13th. Brian Dickens, 14th. Alrighty, let's see where they are. Alrighty, we got Cody Graham, and let's bring him on in here. Cody, a last lap pass for 3rd, and you're the biggest mover of the race after starting 14th. How are you getting those runs late in the race?
Good question. I don't know. I was so bad for the whole entire first half. I went with a slick setup just because I wasn't comfortable with my pace, and I think it finally took to the very, very end until it got to the conditions that the setup needed, and those late yellows always help bunch up and close the gap. Otherwise, if it would have stayed green, I probably would have ended up probably about 12th. So sometimes you just get lucky. Were you saving the tire, the right rear tire, just a little bit, especially on that long run in the first half? No, I mean not any more than normal. I was just so slow. I just didn't have a good feel for the track at all. Usually this one's not one of my better ones, but I'm at least halfway decent. And I think I was so slow that I saved the tire by proxy of being terrible. So maybe that helped out towards the end. But yeah, no, not on purpose. Well, who do you want to give shout-outs to on this run? Oh, Fast Eddie's Hot Rods, Roger and the boys for the league, you and for the broadcast, and all my teammates for at least trying to lighten the mood while I'm being terrible. Alrighty, man. Well, we'll let you go. Great job tonight. Thank you. Alrighty. That's Cody Graham, our 3rd place finisher. Let's go to 2nd, and that is Steve Bixler. Steve, I know it's not the win. You came oh so close, but a 2nd place finish, your best finish ever in the Rebels, I know you'll take it.
This isn't Steve. This is his kid. I'm visiting him, so I figured I'd get into his rig and give it a shot here.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Well, what's your name?
I'm Kale. I usually race the matinees with the normal guys that are in here. I live in Germany, so my time differences are a little off. So this is the first time I ever got to run one of these, and it was a blast. Great racing.
Well, it's awesome to see you come out and make the trip here, Kale. The first half of the race, you clearly had it, and you looked so much better in lap traffic. Did you feel like after the yellow came out, you thought you still had the car to beat, or not really with the restarts?
Yeah, I thought I did. I felt pretty good going in there. I overshot it on that restart just a little bit and gave him that open door, and he took advantage of it. So kudos to Dan for that one. That was a good move. I just left that door open too much, and he took advantage of it.
Well, it was a great run. Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
For me, my main sponsor, Mauer Farm Management and Schroeder Angus, and then Salty Dogs Race Team. They always are very good to me. Let me race with them every so often, so I want to give them a shout out as well.
All righty, man. Well, we'll let you go. Great job tonight.
Thank you.
Kale Bixler. So apparently Steve Bixler has a double identity, I guess you could say, on iRacing. He's got, or I should say, he's got a secret weapon, to say the least. And it was revealed. So, but let's go to Victory Lane. Talk with your winner in Dan McLaren. Dan, what a race for you in that second half. When that first caution came out, how relieved were you?
Dude, I can't believe that just happened. Like that caution doesn't come out, I don't catch John or Gavin. Like they were gone. So definitely very grateful for that caution, but I still can't believe this happened. I think it's my first Rebel win.
Oh wow, hang on, we gotta double check that. I never even realized that could have possibly been.
Yeah.
Let me do the math on that here. While we were at it, the restart, with I think it was 10 to go. Walk us through it, and yes, your first Rebel win ever. So congratulations on that.
Thank you. Yeah, I came out of 2. That restart felt great, but I felt like I came out of 2 a little heavy on the gas, and I got into Steven a little bit. So I apologize for that. But it rest of the way, it stuck on the bottom and came home with the win.
Well, we call you Soupy for a reason. You gonna run the Renegades in just a bit?
Absolutely.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, who do you want to give shout-outs to on the run?
All the fellas at Venom Racing, Magnum Race Designs, VMR Wraps, Weldstar Custom Fabrications, Roger and all the fellas behind the scenes putting on the league, and you guys for these awesome broadcasts.
Alrighty, man. Well, we'll let you go. Congratulations. Great win. Enjoy it.
Thanks, man. Cheers, guys.
Dan McLaren is in Victory Lane here tonight with us. We're going to step aside and go to break. When we come back, we'll have a little bit of a crosstalk action, and then it's Renegades time. Stay with us on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on GeForce TV.
For Lucy Olson, she has her first point.
Yeah, Lucy Olson, talented sophomore.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Marius Cal alongside Brandon Dittmer and Zach Chapman as we get set to go here for Renegades in just about 15 minutes. Race time does not begin until the top of the hour at around 9 p.m. Unless they start early on us. We'll keep you posted on that. But guys, as we get set for Renegades action coming up in just a bit, what should we expect here? Whoever wants to take it first.
Zach, you can go ahead.
I don't know. I hate to say it. You know, you don't want to rain on everybody else, but until somebody proves different, it's going to be a Blake Chapman and a Vanderbilt show. They dominate. I look for Blake Chapman to be really good here. He likes to feed the bottom, especially in this new build. And what we just saw in that last race, the bottom's going to be there for a good chunk of the feature. So I look for someone like him to really succeed tonight.
There's one guy, though, that likes to run the low line. His name is Brennan Lacey. We're loading to the Renegade session as we speak, so we don't know if he's going to be in or not. But Brandon, he will be big if that low line's open.
Yeah, absolutely. I do not see Brennan Lacey on this sign-up sheet as of right now, so I don't know if he's taking a season off or what. But this bottom line is going to work really well for whoever wants to go down and try it and can run it really good. But I tell you what, that top side in 3 and 4 in the last race really came really good there at the end, and I believe it will be a huge factor when deciding the winner of this race.
Let's talk about a couple other things here at the moment. What happened this past weekend in dirt racing? First off, Houston Speedway, the $250,000 show. What a race that was, and what a performance by David Gravel there, Zach.
Yeah, you gotta feel though for Kofoid, you know. I mean, he was running the piss out of that thing, and if that motor didn't go, you know, who could have known what was going to happen there? And I see it cut me off the video there. I think my dad's calling me. But I was rooting for my PA boys. I'm wearing my Logan Schuchart hat. I was really rooting for him to get another one done, but he just couldn't get it done. But they were great racing in PA Speed Weeks. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to that. Anthony Macri's been running great, but we're getting terrible weather here in PA, so we'll be lucky to get 3 or 4 more races in this week.
Yeah, weather was not the best in Pennsylvania this week when I was down at Firecracker Weekend with Luke's late model
we're
dirt
advancing,
series.
Marty.
What's up?
We're advancing.
We're advancing? Alrighty. Session will load up here in just a bit for us. But while we were at it so far, 2 different winners in Renegades this season. You probably saw it scrolling past on the bottom line. Your 2 different winners so far on the year. Blake Chapman at Charlotte and Kyle Moonen last week at Limaland. So, first heat race is ready to go. Things going here with heat race number 1. Heat 1 brought to you by Flatline Racing Bodies. And I'll get you the starting lineup here in just a moment.
What a front row for Heat 1.
Absolutely is a front row.
Goldner.
Yes, Kyle Moonen and Stephen Goldner. Kyle Moonen and Stephen Goldner, the front row here for the Renegades. Row number 2 is Tyler Wilson, the Macho Man, and Randy Shreves in car number 56. Row 3, Big Money, Dustin Sargent, the 77, Barry Goldner in the 36, rounding out the field, Brandon Templeton in car number 31.
Ooh, Kyle Moonen missed grid.
So Moonen will, I think he may start from the pits, or if not, start from the last position, and we'll try a back to front challenge. This Vanderbilt team, though, really wants to get back on the warpath. Won last week with Kyle Moonen. They want to put up another streak. Forgot, gentlemen, what do we have for a car count this evening?
We're at 28 cars. 28.
All right.
I believe we take 28 to the feature, if I'm not wrong.
24.
Okay, 24.
So top 4 will transfer, bottom 3 to the B main. Winner starts on pole.
Kyle.
Absolutely. Winner starts on pole position here. About to find out what happens. Here we go. Goldner washes up the track. Same with Randy Shreves. The Macho Man takes the early lead. Goldner wants it. Oh, man, but Wilson cut him off. And Big Money goes 2 for 1. Dustin Sargent leads lap 1 after starting initially from the 5th spot. Templeton second, and Wilson is third. A wild one early, Brandon.
Yeah, and it's just Tyler's just making more mistakes left and right after that, and he's just continuously falling back. He needs to get back in the group, but Dustin Sargent is really taking off with this one. Templeton is getting really close to those inside tires, but he's got to be careful.
Kyle Moonen on the racetrack. He's currently in the last position. Just ran the quickest time, though, at a 13:70. Check his lap time. Is it better than a 13.5? No. Stephen Goldner currently has the quickest lap. Outside on Randy Shreves. for a transfer spot. He makes it look easy, Zach.
Yeah, Goldner back to 4th here, though, and when he goes to pass Tyler this time, I don't know if he's going to be as nice.
This is going to get interesting. Watch this closely. Goldner against the Macho Man for 3rd. Oh, nearly gets onto the fuel bumper bar. 2 laps to go. Wilson underneath Dustin for 2nd as Templeton takes the lead away here, Brandon. Oh! What a save by both of them. That moves Goldner to 3rd. Dustin back down to 4th. 1 to go.
They're really making this inside work, and I am loving every second of it.
This is just going to allow Brandon Templeton to start on pole position tonight. Off at turn number 4, Goldner tries extreme high side off to settle for 3rd. Wilson 2nd, Dustin Sargent the final transfer spot in.
You know what, Sargent tried to slam that door, but Tyler was just not having it.
All right, now we move to Heat 2, brought to you by Langdon Mechanical. Here's the lineup. Jeff Kemper and on the pole position next to the high side banger, Patrick Spangler in 2nd. Row 2 is the captain, Gary Taylor, in the 34, and the professor, John Hine. Row 3, the bass man, Roger Craig, in the 747, next to the Bandy-Built master, Jesse Bandy. Rounding out the field this evening, the 55 of the detective, Steven Spees. Zach, I just got this message in the chat from Sad Music. It's my only happy. He says that guy with the beer needs to get a Gillette sponsorship.
Hey, you know, if the money's right, I'll shave the beard.
Oh, dang. He's got the coolest beard, though, in the game, so.
Got all 3 of my gambler teammates in here, Marty. I hope they behave themselves.
You open for a 1, 2, 3?
Yeah, well, that would be quite the feat with the high side banger in here.
Well, you've got Kemper 1st, Hine 4th, and Spees 7th.
Only look at that inside row.
And you got 2 salty dogs up there, too, with Gary Taylor and Roger Craig coming out of their fishing trip. They're back in the retirement home in their iRacing rigs. So we're set to go green once again. Winner starts outside of row 1. Heat 2 underway. Spangler sends it. Can he get it around the top to work? Not just yet. Kemper has the race lead for now. Spangler up on the cushion, dancing with the devil. And to the point he goes. Meanwhile, Taylor loose. Off at turn 4. He hangs on to 3rd. Slides up. Oh, and John Hyman contact right in front of Roger Craig. They may have had a little bit too much fun fishing, guys.
Taylor just got way too far in there. Got probably slammed down on the gas, something I do too often. And, yeah, unfortunately collecting his teammate. It's just, hate to see it.
We watch the race for 3rd. Jesse Bandy against John Hine. The Bandy-Built master who came oh so close to his first ever Renegades win last week. Finished outside of the podium after hard racing with Patrick Spangler in the final laps. Hine's up to 3rd, but Steven Spees looks for the final transfer spot. A pair of gambler drivers go past a Bandy-Built ride. That is Zach Chapman approved.
Yeah, Steven couldn't ask for a much better run than this. He's doing a good job of just following John, and I think he just got lucky there with Bandy trying to get by John, and the high side opened up for him.
With 2 laps to go this time in the heat, Patrick Spangler with a 1.5 second advantage on Jeff Kemper. And Spees takes away 4th. Bandy hanging on for dear life. Just needs to hope for a mistake amongst the gambler drivers. The high side banger looks to start in 2nd, which could be huge for the feature tonight, especially considering that he's starting next to Brandon Templeton off turn number 4. Spangler wins Heat 2. Coming to 2nd is Jeff Kemper, John Hine 3rd, Steven Spees 4th, and Jesse Bandy 5th, Roger Craig 6th. So, Zach, it's not 1, 2, 3, but it's 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, like I say, I mean, I mentioned Spangler there in the beginning. That guy, I mean, he took him to the shed there. He knows how to drive, but I mean, Gambler boys can't complain with a 234.
So now we move on to heat race number 3. Heat 3 brought to you by Top Notch Trucking, based out of Minot, North Dakota. Their business is, their business is always top notch. And they do hauling needs in North Dakota, from hauling hay bales to water. Starting lineup for Heat 3, the Professor, John Short, on pole position next to the 90 of Jeff Fitzpatrick. Row number 2 is, I'm going to guess that's Cale Bixler once again, next to Gentleman Jack Hitt. Row number 3 is Cody Graham, next to the Desert Demon and Terry Landis. And behind him is the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker, in the 513.
Yeah, right as you were saying that, Marty, actually, I heard Roger talking in the room, and he was welcoming Cale. That is who's in the car, so it is Cale again.
Alrighty. Just got the confirmation, thanks. All right, now Steve is in the chat, speaking of which, and he says, we still need that long-haired guy at Knoxville.
Yeah, you ask him if he's got a place for me to stay out there. That would be half the battle with the wife.
Isaac says, good win so far for Mr. McLaren. Hi to the Booth boys from your man in Pennsylvania. Isaac, hope you're doing well, buddy. We miss you, and you should have come out to Lernerville this past weekend. I kid. Isaac's got some other business he's taking care of, but we're set for heat race number 3 underway. Fitzpatrick looks for the runoff turn number 2. They're side by side. We had Terry Landis and Jeff Barker crash, I think, Zach.
Oh, big start.
Yeah, that did not work out there. Not the best start there for John Short.
Oh, and he's broken.
Yeah.
He just took somebody out with him as well. That's unfortunate.
This is a demo derby or something already in Heat 3. We're down to 3 guys. And it's Cale Bixler, John Short, and Cody Graham. Wow,
Tell you what, if Cale actually comes in and races full time with us, if he possibly can, he's going to run through us.
Let's take a look at the start here on the Malcolm's replay. First, Terry Landis, Jeff Barker. Barker sent it into his fellow Hall of Famer. Look at what Jeff Fitzpatrick caught the wall. Him and Short both actually made contact. It was Fitzpatrick that went a little bit too far up on the track, had no steering, and takes Jack Hitt with him.
Yeah, I guess he did say he's over there in Germany. He didn't say what he does, but he must be a wheelman of some kind for our military.
Has to be. John Short, though, closes in on Bixler, Brandon, coming to 2 to go.
Yeah, absolutely. He is really sending it into the corners. It's kind of working for him, but Cale is just a little too smooth, and he is not making much ground at all.
Cody Graham in 3rd. For those wondering, the final transfer spot currently belongs to Jeff Barker over Jack Hitt. Both trying to get their wounded race cars to their checkered flag. But in the turns 3 and 4, Cale Bixler starts from 3rd position tonight. Short 2nd, Graham 3rd. They come for 4th. They're down the back chute. And the Brewerton Beast starts from P4. Finishes 4th, as he will start from the 15th spot tonight.
Man, he just kept it on the bottom and made it look easy. Good run for Cale.
One more heat left to go, and this one's brought to you by Maurer Farm Management, the official sponsor of the Retreads. The salesman Blake Chapman on the pole position next to Bob DeGoody's in car number 7. Row 2, a pair of 88s, Trent Verstraeten next to Soupy Dan McLaren, the Rebels winner. Row number 3, it's Kyle Sargent in car number 91, back with a former paint scheme. Next to him is Ross Corinna. The boss is in car number 10. Rounding out the field is Kurt Schatzer in the 218.
Sometimes I'm glad I'm not good enough to run in this, Marty. We're like, what a heat we have here. I mean, I'd finish dead last in this one.
Final heat before we go to our last chance showdown. One lap to the green flag. So I can confirm as well here, guys. Just got a text from Roger. Kale serves for the military in Germany and a member of the league, but can never run evenings from Germany, obviously because of the overnight hours. And he is home for a month, so that's pretty cool to see.
We can look forward to a butt whipping for a month, I guess.
Heat 4 underway. Chapman clears Verstraeten and D. Good. Verstraeten moves into the second position. Ooh, bad entry in the corner and hits Kyle Sargent. That puts the 91 all the way to the back of the pack as the salesman leads lap number 1. Corinna with a slider in front of McLaren for the 4th spot. McLaren, though, counters it back down the back chute. He clears for 4th spot, but for how long, Brandon, is the question.
If he can go up and find what was on the top there, I think he's going to roll right back by him. But as of right now, he's kind of struggling. Falling into the clutch. Schatzer now, almost.
Schatzer just about thread the needle 3. Whoa, damn McLaren! He must have had the Tory tire really good.
Yeah, left front's broke. I don't know if he realizes it yet. He's going to find out here.
Yep, he's got no steering whatsoever. He may have to take this one to the infield, which he will. Brief look. It happened into turn number 3. This is coming out of turn 2. There was not even any contact. Wow. Dead center into that uke. Back to the race for the final transfer spot. Schatzer on D. Good here, Zach.
Yeah, heck of a battle. Bob's really making it work in the middle. I'm surprised. Most people, you know, heat 1 and 2, they were running the bottom, but he's running the middle.
And Schatzer moves into 4th. Corinna 3rd. Verstraeten 2nd. And Chapman 1st. 1 to go, but Verstraeten may have a chance on the salesman. He'll get one final shot into turns 3 and 4. Winner starts outside row 2, but Corinna's right there on Verstraeten. That should do it for Verstraeten's chances. Blake Chapman wins heat 4 to the line for 2nd at Verstraeten over Corinna. Schatzer rounds out the transfers. And now it is B-Main time, brought to you by Gambler Motorsports. We are taking 8 drivers to the feature. Bottom 4 is beers early for them. On the front row, it's Randy Shreves on the 56. Next to the Bandy-Built Master, Jesse Bandy in the 57. Row number 2, Gentleman Jack Hitt in the 217, and Bob D. Good in the 7. Row 3, the Money King, Kyle Moonen in the 24, next to the Bassman, Roger Craig. Row 4, the Desert Demon, Terry Landis, next to Kyle Sargent in the 91. Row number 5, rounding out the top 10, pair of Canadians, Barry Goldner in the 36, and the Captain Gary Taylor in the 34. Rounding out the field, Jeff Fitzpatrick in the 90, and Soupy, Dan McLaren. Well, this one's going to be an interesting feature for sure, guys. Or interesting B-Main, I should say.
Yeah, well, including Barry, you know, 4 Bandy-Built guys in a B-Main. When's the last time you seen that? So, I mean, some of them at the back there. Jeff Fitzpatrick, 11th. You're going to see him fighting tooth and nail to get up there in a qualifying spot. Not a common spot.
Jesse Bandy missed grid.
Oh, wow. And Bandy is in the pits. There you see him in the 49.
Did I miss it? Did Moonen make it back out into his heat a little late? He's starting a lot further up than I thought.
And Jack Hitt's pulling off. Nope, he's good. Had us all nervous for a moment.
I wonder if some of those guys maybe gridded up and forgot to add some gas here for the extra 2 laps.
Possibly.
Oh.
That is a good point. We'll focus on the guy in 8th once we complete lap number 1. But it's Randy Shreves and Bob D. Good that bring the field to the green flag for the last chance showdown. 10 laps. Shreves gets away with a good jump. Here comes hit underneath onto good for P2. Bandy pulls away for the pits, and he is off and running. He's over for a couple rucks, and we got some there. Gary and Kyle. And that's not what Kyle Sargent wants. One of the faster drivers. Oh, and he just got worse of it from a midget car in Gary Taylor. 8th place driver currently is Dan McLaren. I don't know if these guys know it, but 2 guys have already wrecked. But Landis and Fitzpatrick are racing hard for 6th, Brandon.
Yeah, they are really going at it right now, but they've got to be careful. They all have transfers. They gotta calm down a little bit. Yeah, those 2 people reckon. I don't know if it's counting in Kevin Fry or not in this equation. We will see. Gary Taylor is in the pits and out. Yeah, this is gonna.
McLaren nearly set it in there on Jeff Fitzpatrick. And this also allows Barry Goldner to close in. McLaren and Terry Landis. They save it for right now. Terry's hanging on. Big chance for Barry Goldner to strike, but against a teammate. Barry goes low. They both make contact. They're hooked. Zach, this is some good stuff. Barry wants 8th. He's got it. Oh, he nearly puts Fitzpatrick in the wall.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks because he's watching his teammates do it, but Jesse's loving it. Jesse's right on him now.
Jesse in the 10th position. Fitzpatrick hits the tire. Bandy let him get another chance at it. Don't know what was going on there. 2 laps to go, meanwhile, for Barry Goldner for a final transfer spot. And Brandon, he's trying to run away with it.
Yeah, they are really working on it. Jeff Patrick is going to keep on trying to run it down. He's trying to run that middle, which I don't know if it's really going to work for him. That top side, Kyle Moon's making that work up there up front, but he needs to figure something else out.
Bandy around the outside for 9th. Not working out just yet. We're on the last lap. Here's the race for 3rd. If Bandy wants to get in, he's going to have to hope for a miracle between the good and head. Hopes that one of them takes each other out. Oh, McLaren up on the tire once again. He keeps the car going. Here's the race for 3rd as Shreves wins the B main. Dead even, but Jack Hitt finishes 3rd. Final spot in, Barry Goldner. Jesse Bandy, Jeff Fitzpatrick, Kyle Sargent, Gary Taylor coming home. 2 Bandy Belt cars don't make the show. That is insane, Zach.
Yeah, would have never guessed that. Jeff Fitzpatrick and, well, I mean, Jeff Fitzpatrick I'm really surprised about because he was right on the grid. Bandy, we knew he had a tough hill to climb there with missing the grid, but yeah, super surprised on those 2.
Time for the Oshweekend Speedway warm-up. We'll take a break here while we're at it. The feature coming up next to the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
How about the reverse for Lucy Olsen? She has her first point.
Yeah, Lucy Olsen, talented sophomore.
feature set to go here at Lucas Oil Speedway. We thank you so much for choosing to spend your Monday night with us. Let's meet the field. Here is the catalytic recovery starting. On the pole position is Brandon Templeton in the 31, next to Patrick Spangler in the 39. Row number 2, it's Cale Bixler in the 75, next to the salesman Blake Chapman in the 20. Row number 3, the Macho Man Tyler Wilson in the 42, against Jeff Kemper in the 181. Row 4, the 51 of John Short to his outside, the 88 of Trent Verstraeten. Rounding out the top 10, the 30 of Stephen Gollner and the 71 of the Professor John Hine. Row number 6, the 2 of Cody Graham and the 10 of Ross the Boss Carino. Row 7, the 77 of Dustin Big Money Sargent, next to the 55 of the Detective Steven Spees. Row 8, the 513 of the Brewerton Beast Jeff Barker, next to the 218 of Superman Kurt Schatzer. Row 9, the 24 of the Money King Kyle Moonen, and next to him is the 56 of Randy Shreves. Row 10, the 217 of Gentleman Jack Hitt, the 7 of Bobby Good next to him. Row 11, the 747 of the Bassman Roger Craig, to the outside, the 88 of Soupy Dan McLaren. Rounding out the field, the 161 of the Desert Demon Terry Landis, and the 36 of Barry Goldman. Time for picks to win. Brandon, I'll let you go first. Who's taking it tonight?
Oh, golly. I hate to go against my teammates, but I think Blake's going to pull it out.
Zach?
If he's taking Blake, I'm going to go with Mr. America down there right below him, Cale Bixler there.
Give me the high side banger, Patrick Spangler. Steve King Foundation Pace Truck is in pit road. 35 laps the feature this evening. So glad you could join us. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now, from coast to coast? Round 3, Templeton Spangler. It's showtime here at Lucas Oil. Start tonight brought to you by Lucy Olson. As you see Spangler take the lead early. Templeton and him side by side for the spot. Wind them up mid-pack. Spangler leads lap number 1. Chapman up on the top shelf to try to take away the 2 spot from Templeton, which he does. Cale Bixler in 4th. Jeff Kemper round out the top 5. Tyler Wilson looks low for that final spot on the top 5, but Spangler continues to lead here, Brandon, while we've got a good race on track for the 3rd spot.
Yeah, these top and low side is really about
Oh,
even
trouble!
right now.
Back straightaway. John Hine goes around, collects Trent Verstraeten, and more. The big one breaks out and hard into the walls. Roger Craig. Savage crash down the back chute.
There's nowhere for Roger to go.
Look at Verstraeten. Just came down on John Hine, sent the 71 around. Luckily for Hine, he's able to keep it going. But then all the calamity happens in front of him with Roger Craig and company. Went high to try and miss, and yeah, got into Schatzer. That was violent there, Zach.
Yeah, that was a brutal wreck, but I'll tell you what, I wonder where John has the horseshoe hidden, because with the way the caution came out, he wasn't the wreck. He got all the spots back.
That is true. That's a great point. So is he right on board with Randy Shreve? So set for the restart here. 1 degree. Now keep in mind, new rule in place. The choose cone will only be used for longer racetracks. Lucas Oil is not one of them. The leader, though, still has lane choice. Spangler selects the inside line. So the first Salty Dog yellow in the books, Team Watson yellow in the books. We're set for the Mission 22 restart. Watch from the Chapman Racing drone. Spangler and Chapman bring the field back to the green.
That's a great jump.
Absolutely did as he holds serve. Templeton looks for the 2 spot. 3 wide further on back. Templeton looks around the outside. Can he hang on to it in 3rd? Yes, he can. Chapman took a peek underneath for the race lead, but doesn't work. Then it's 3 wide for about 10th spot. Actually make that 6th spot. That's, believe Stephen Goldner.
Wow.
Oh, big crash. Oh my goodness. Deja vu once again. That was heavy.
Yeah, Golder came from the bottom all the way to the top and just got the front of Tyler Wilson, and that's about all she wrote for both of them.
Oh!
Yeah, as he cuts from the bottom to the top, he comes across Shorty's nose a little bit, and it just threw him right into Wilson.
Watch another angle of this. Some slow-mo here for you. Oh, right where the pit wall just about past the angle, luckily. But Goldner, wing first into the wall. Look at all the sparks flying.
Yeah, he had to tow as well, Marty, so hopefully he gets out without losing a lap here.
And this short of a track, unlikely, unfortunately.
That was bad. All right, so the field resets here for this restart. 5 laps of the books against Spangler. Selects the inside. Him, Chapman, Templeton, Kemper, and Bixler round out the top 5. Here we go, back to the green.
Another great start for Patrick.
Chapman for second, hangs on to it. Does Templeton go a different lane? A little bit higher than the 20, doesn't work. Bixler in the 4th spot, Short 5th, Kemper in P6. 6 laps of the books. You saw as well Dustin Sargent look underneath. It's 3 wide mid-pack here, Brandon, with Carina looking for 6th on Kemper.
Yeah, Carina is all the way down there by those inside tires. He almost touched it last time by, but he is really making that work. Nice. Oh, wreck was pretty short.
Carina's got damage. Off the pace in the 10. Oh, and John Hyde hooked him. He wrapped over him. 360. Yellow is out.
Oh, and Moonen just hit Jack hit under caution. That's what kind of damage it'll put on Moonen.
Take a look. That's what we were looking at between Carina and Short at first, because Short was beneath the track, no caution. I believe, though, correct me if I'm wrong here, Zach, Short may be able to get his spot back, because I don't think they crossed the line.
Yeah, it's all going to depend where that caution came out. We'll have to take a
I
look
don't
here.
think they crossed the line.
No, I do not believe the leaders crossed the line before the caution came out.
Shorty is in the pits, though, while we were looking at the replays. He went in the pits.
So luckily he did not have to tow. He is in the pits. I don't believe, though, he is using a quick repair with how long he is in the pits.
John Short did end up towing.
Oh, okay. That's an unfortunate break for the 51.
Yeah, it is, because Goldner, as we were talking about, he is a lap down. He didn't make it out with the tow.
Biggest mover of the race so far currently, Terry Landis, up 13 spots. He is in the 10th position, row 5 on the outside. 8 laps go up on the board this time by. Green flag back out in the air as Spangler fires. And Templeton times it as well into second into turn number 1. Kemper looks for P4 on Cale Bixler. Let's see if he can get it. The answer is yes. He just has to secure at the start-finish line. Oh, Dustin Sargent, way too low underneath, but somehow makes his way through to take the 5th spot from Bixler and Speeds. Far wide into turn 2 for just a second, and 3 wide down the back, and there's contact between Cale and Dustin loses the front wing, Brandon.
Oh, this is intense racing, but unfortunately that's going to cause a lot of problems for Dustin. There it goes completely.
There's 4 wide again in turn 1. Oh my goodness. And Jack Hitt luckily is able to save it. Oh, and there's Dustin in the wall. Oh, and the catch fence. Upside down he goes and collects Barry. We're under yellow.
Did he collect anybody else?
I don't think he did.
He lost that front wing, and he had no help on exit. He was just pushing so hard.
Barry Goldner got a little bit of it there just at the end.
Man, Stephen Goldner, probably the miss of the night. It's right on board first off with Dustin. And it just went head on to that catch fence.
Yeah, Tyler Wilson had a nice onboard of it too.
Alrighty, we'll watch a couple guys here. Let's go to Steven first. And find him in the 30. Woo! Code Brown moment. And he says, well, Tyler Wilson, guys?
Yeah.
Yep, he dodged a shotgun slug right there.
When did Patrick lose 2 spots? Did I miss that?
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
You're right.
When did he lose 2 spots?
Let's take a look here and see how Templeton got the lead real quick. Templeton passing Spangler. We're going to have to make this quick here, too, because we're coming back to the green flag. Spangler down low, because we're focused on Dustin Sargent, the 4-wide racing. Man, completely caught off guard by that. Brandon, I apologize. Same to you, Blake. But we're ready for this restart. 12 laps complete, and we have a new leader. Chapman back up top to the 2 spot. Kemper in 4th. Speeds and Bixler race for 5th. Speeds. Sennett entering the middle. Tries to thread the needle, but Bixler hangs on to 4th. Race for the lead, though, Zach, in turn 2. Here comes the salesman.
Yeah, Blake's going to give it his all here, but, I mean, the way Templeton drove by Spangler on the high side, I think that's the place you want to be right now.
We know how good Blake is saving tires. Just look at the season opener at Charlotte this year. 14 laps in the books, 3 wide once again with Speeds in the middle. Behind them is Cody Graham, who finished 3rd in the Rebels. He's in 8th position. Nice run for him before the halfway point. Kyle Moon around the outside. Doesn't work. He's stuck in the 9th position after starting from the back. Kurt Schatzer started 16th. He is in 6th. Kemper in the top 5. But we go to the race for 2nd. Here comes the high side banger on Chapman for 2nd, Brandon.
Yeah, he is absolutely trying to rip that high side up. As his nickname, high side banger. He's trying to make that work, and he's making it work really well right now. Blake Chapman needs to maybe mix it up a little bit, trying to find somewhere else.
Chapman gives him the room. I think it was the salesman at the line for P2. Spangler up on the top shelf where Mama hides the cookies. Into the runner-up spot. We'll see if he can secure it. Caution, no. He cannot. As he'll go back to the 3rd position. The yellow is out for Jack Hitt.
And that's really unfortunate. Patrick did all that work.
Take a look at what happened. Sideways off for 4. Oh, he had a problem with the race car, I believe. Did he lose it himself? Oh, he was trying to pull into pit lane and it was too far ahead. And iRacing still considers that on track because it's a very hard right to get into the work area.
Yeah, I can't blame Jack on that one. I think in real life, you know, no way a caution comes out there. It looked like he did his best to try and get off there with what he had to work with.
Tell you what, though, Blake has been doing a great job of keeping up on these restarts starting on that outside lane.
Yeah, Marty made a great point with the saving tires too, because we're only at the halfway point right now. This race, it seemed like we were a lot further into it than we are, so still got a lot of racing left here.
Coming to 17 laps to go.
Tyler back up to 10.
Back to the green. Good restart from Templeton, and Spangler immediately moves into P2. What a jump from him. Oh, big wreck! Cal Bixler! Schatzer! And is that Cody Graham? It is! That nearly turned ugly.
Patrick had such a good restart, though, that he beat Blake to the line. So
and he will get second. Here's a look. Graham
Didn't
too
expect
hot.
him to be there.
Yep, and oh man, look at how much Graham was up in the air and spinning out for, like the throttle hung or something. Right on board here with Schatzer on this restart, and then we'll try and get Cody Graham. All right, let's go to that green, and we'll give you Cody. This was wild. And he wasn't even on the throttle. It was all brakes. Just when that car, when you ramp on above another wheel and you catch air, you can't really control your car anymore, Zach.
Yeah, no, he was along for the ride there. Just tough deal. Bixler didn't know he was going to be there. Definitely wasn't intentional. They're just going for it while they can get it.
So we have a ruling. It's single file. Not sure for the rest of the race, but this helps out Spangler for sure as we're back to the green. Chapman around the outside for P2, and Landis has crashed it. Same with Kyle Moonen. We're under yellow once again. And we have not made it to turn 2 in the last 2 laps. And oh my goodness, Moonen just got DQ'd. He got 12X when he touched with Cale Bixler. He's going to be pounding his steering wheel. He'll be mad at himself for that.
Oh man, that is unfortunate. Oh yeah, no.
Moonen into Cale Bixler, lost it right in front of Terry Landis.
Oh, there was something that happened after the caution. Go back and watch Moonen right before he gets DQ'd.
Yeah, and I mean, looking back at it, I really don't see the frustration on Moonen's part. I don't know if we missed something earlier, but I don't know if Bixler really did anything wrong there.
I didn't see Cale do anything wrong. He just got in there way too hot.
It was a single file restart too, so that's not really on Cale one bit.
It is not, and Moonen showing his displeasure in the iRacing chat.
Which that will likely lead to a mute if it's on voice.
It's not voice now.
Of course, the rule in Coast to Coast, no call-outs are allowed.
15 to go here. Let's see what they got.
We back to the green?
You're going now.
Right now.
All right, here we go. Templeton lets them go. 15 to go. Templeton holds serve as of right now. First guy on the bottom is Steven Spies, and we complete a lap. But Spangler's up on that outside. Seeing if it comes back in. Let's go to the mid-pack here. Wilson, Kemper, Spies, Corinna. Ooh, Kemper nearly over the cushion. Here goes Spangler down low. Is that for the race lead? It is. But he can't make it work, Brandon.
Yeah, that bottom side is just way too far gone to make a pass down there unless you're absolutely throwing a haymaker of a slider. As we got Tyler Wilson going up to 4th now and making his way back up to that podium.
What a comeback the Macho Man has had so far in this one. Corinna past Randy Shreeds for the 7th spot. How about Roger Craig in 9th position, up 12 spots? After going on his lid earlier tonight, Barry Goldner started last. He is in 11th sack with 11 to go.
Yeah, what a run for Barry. You saw him fighting tooth and nail there in the B main, and for him to have this run in the A main, hats off to him.
Absolutely. Oh, Roger sideways in front of Bixler. At Kemper 360s it. Oh, and he collects Cody in the process. I think we just did it. I think we just did it. Damn it.
We're sorry, Roger.
I may lose pay for that. Just kidding. Here's a look. Craig just lost in the center. Too much throttle to get back in it. And then what happened with Bixler? Or check that with Kemper.
Looks like he just got a little sideways. There wasn't much the car behind him could do there.
Because there wasn't any contact. He lost it too, and Randy Shreves gave him help to spin it out. Cody Graham also with a piece of it too. He's right on board here with the Bassman.
What I'm seeing though, you know, because Kemper got turned there, I believe Roger kept his spot. Oh wait, no, he didn't.
Rogers back in 13th, Kemper's in 14th. Yeah. Hein and Graham are in the pits. This has been a test of endurance tonight, guys.
Yes, it has. You expect this at the Chili Bowl, but I don't know about here.
Here we go to come back to the green. 9 laps to go. Templeton ready. Nice jump for the 31. Spangler on the outside. Templeton sees him go. They both keep it up top. Chapman decides to run the bottom, but here comes the Macho Man, Tyler Wilson, and the boss, Ross Corina, with 8 laps to go here, Brandon.
Yeah, he was really up there. Blake's trying to get that bottom to work for the life of him. He's trying to get it to work, but it's just not going there. Tyler's going to end up passing him here. And oh, no. Blake will clear him, but
7 to go.
Long.
Is Patrick being patient, Zach?
You got to wonder. I mean, that's the move he played in the heat and went for the pass there right at the end. You got to wonder if he's going to do it again.
Chapman trying to hang on for 3rd. Here goes Spangler underneath for the race lead. Can't get the bite just yet. But they pull away from 3rd, 4th, and 5th, Brandon. Wilson wants the bottom step of the podium. He may try it. Chapman a little bit too far over the track.
Oh, boy. And he is trying everything he can. That middle lane is starting to get something there. Patrick's kind of showing Blake the way.
Oh, Corina puts Wilson in the wall. Tyler hangs onto it, but loses a spot as a now. He is not going to be happy at Corina after the race for that. 4 laps to go, though, for Brandon Templeton, who has never won a Renegades race in Monday Night Madness. Can this be the first time tonight that he wins the top of the level? He's got to try and hold off, though, the defending Renegades champ who has won it for 4 seasons now.
Yeah, but that top side is just too much momentum. I don't think Patrick's going to get him.
2 laps to go.
Contact for Steven Spies. Missing the front wing now.
See if he can hang on to it. PSG. One in the wall, that's Steven Goldner. Will Brandon make it to the white flag? He will. We're on the last lap of this one. He's got a 1-second lead on Patrick Spangler. Down the back for the final time and through 3 and 4. Put your hands together. We've got a first-time Renegades winner. Templeton wins at Lucas Oil Speedway. Spangler 2nd, Chapman 3rd, Corina 4th, Wilson 5th, and Barry Goldner from last to 7th, your hard charger. But how about it for Brandon Templeton? What a win for the Dirt Track Bank team.
Yeah, 2 of the best this division has right behind him there on the podium. So a hell of a win for Brandon tonight. Good job.
Tell you what, the finish between Wilson and Barker for 5th, 2,000th of a second.
Wow. That's some good stuff there. They pose for a photo. Let's cue up the official results here from tonight. Templeton, the winner. Patrick Spangler, 2nd. Blake Chapman, 3rd. Ross Corina, 4th. Tyler Wilson, 5th. Jeff Barker, a great finish for him in 6th. Barry Goldner, 7th. Steve Bixler, 8th. Bob DeGood, a 9th place finish. Terry Landis rounds out the top 10. There's Roger. I think he's just trying to finish the race. And Brandon is doing some donuts. He's going to take this one in.
Yeah, keep it going, yeah.
Gonna get dizzy.
It's going to keep it going until that car either goes on its side or goes kaboom. Oh, nope. The tire helped him out. So, alrighty. Let's begin with our third place finisher in Blake Chapman. Blake, a nice race for you there, but unfortunately just wasn't enough at the end. Were you trying to save the tire a little bit more?
Yeah, I was. I was running that middle and low line pretty much the whole race, and I saw those guys ripping it up top. I was hoping that their tire was going to go away a lot faster than mine was, but just talking to Patrick just a little bit there, it seemed like our tires were about the same. So, yeah, it didn't help me much at all. I felt like it was kind of giving out on me there towards the end when I went tried to go up top, but this setup felt really good in the middle. I got to thank Shorty for that. He built this setup again this week. Not a huge fan of this track, so I'll definitely take a third place.
How tough was that race for third at the end?
Oh yeah, that was tough. I was just trying to reel in Patrick and Brandon as much as I could, and I can hear Ross kind of behind me, and I was getting a little worried, but there wasn't too many laps left, and I was just gonna hold my line as best as I could and not try not to get over the cushion. Um, yeah, just tough track. Shout out to Brandon. He ran a really good race, and so did Patrick. And those guys were killing me on the restarts. I had a pretty low gear in, and I could tell those guys had a little bit more gear than I did. So next time maybe we'll have to let it read up on the cushion a little bit more.
Who do you want to give shout outs to on the run?
Yeah, my parents and grandparents for watching and supporting. All the boys out of the Krite Sim racing team, especially Shorty for the setup tonight, and all the guys out of the Can-Am racing team. I gotta give a shout out to Galen's Gourmet Popcorn. You can head over to their website and use code CART, C-A-R-T, at checkout for 15% off some of their delicious South Dakota homegrown popcorn. And I got to thank you guys for the broadcast.
Alrighty, man. We'll let you go. Great job tonight. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, Marty.
Blake Chapman, your third place finisher. To second place we go, to the driver of the 39 in Patrick Spangler. Patrick, that's got to be tough, man. What more did you need, though, for Brandon this evening?
I don't know. He's pretty quick there. I was dumbfounded on that last caution when I saw his wing was still at 0. But then Dan hopped in our chat there and was telling me that his wing was flatter than mine. So maybe something to try for next time. But he was.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just saying he was quick tonight. He's been running real good. He's winning a lot of late model and midget races lately too. He's pretty good.
What positives, though, do you take away from this run? Obviously, you beat Blake by a spot, so it's looking like a little bit early here, 3 weeks in. This points battle, I could see it being you two, maybe Kyle Moonen possibly.
I was not happy to run the bottom there, get off the top, and then get railroaded by Blake and Templeton around the high side. I was like, I'm not going to get back past them, and able to get past Blake again. And hold on to second, so that was big. Zero instance was big. I felt like the Lucas Oil 2.5 out there, the little 2.5 hour race. But yeah, hopefully we can cut down the cautions next week.
Who do you want to give shout outs to?
Just Roger for on the league, you, Zach, and Brandon for the broadcast this week. Train Wheels Racing with Brandon and Tyler and Michael birthday. It's his son's birthday today, so that's why he wasn't out here. And Dad and Uncle back home watching. And
Alrighty, man. We'll let you go. Great job tonight.
Thanks.
Patrick Spangler finishing second. Want to give a shout out to Gary, who's a regular watcher as well. Gary Spangler. Caught up with him a bunch. Appreciate him allowing me to come on out to his trailer for dinner one night. Some very good buffalo chicken tacos, too. Should mention that. So, all right, we go to Victory Lane. A first-time Renegades winner. Brandon Templeton, how does that feel?
Man, it feels amazing, Marty. I didn't think I'd ever get a Renegades race.
At Lucas Oil Raceway, which is a track that you're really good at from what I've seen in the past, did you think going on in tonight you had a possible chance at it?
I mean, the only thing I thought, give us any chance, a long shot, because personally, I think I suck at the sprint cars compared to the other cars, but Brian Dickens works with M9, and Trevor gave us just a killer setup for tonight. And, I think that was probably the difference, is I was able to just hold the wheel.
Was that a pill draw for you, being able to start in Heat 1 a huge thing?
Oh yeah, that might have had just a little bit of something to do with it too. But on the heat race, I actually started 7th and came up and won that one. So I guess I kind of earned the pole too.
Yeah, it was a wild start in Heat 1 too for sure. So next week, Port Royal last season, that was the wildest race of the year. Do you expect it to be wild once again?
Yeah, I'll be absolutely shocked if I'm back in the top 5. I'm really just pinching myself here. I mean, the Port Royal is going to be so much faster, and it's just so hard to hold that top side. You know, if the track and cars like it was in the past a little bit, it's going to be really hard. But I'm looking forward to it.
Who do you want to give shout outs to?
I got to thank the guys with M9 setups. You know, just the car I had tonight was unbelievable fast. You know, I never even imagined I'd be passing guys that I passed tonight. You know, once I got set back to 3rd, those are the 2 of the best guys in the league, probably 2 of the best guys in iRacing. So it's just amazing. Got to thank Jay with Dirt Track Bank, everything they've done to support us in sim racing, and check it out, dirttrackbank.com. Got Your 6 Racing Network and Joe Halter, everything they're doing for Mission 22. Thank you. And you know, if you know a veteran somewhere that's you know, maybe lonely or doesn't have a lot of social interaction, you know, reach out to them, give them a shout. They appreciate it. Thanks to Maley's Makery, Big C's Lawn Care, Extreme Images, you guys for you know, putting this on. All you guys doing announcing, it's really cool to have a team up in the booth. Thanks for everyone in the league for doing the work in the background, and thanks for everyone watching at home.
All righty. Well, we'll let you go. Congratulations. Great win tonight.
Thank you.
Good job, Brandon.
Brandon Templeton is in victory lane for the first time ever in Renegades competition. Alrighty, so we'll bring the guys back in here for one final time. Another great night of action here on the Coast to Coast Racing. Now we had to Port Royal last week, or next week, where last season we had the wildest race of the year, no question, with an upset winner in Terry Landis. That could be possible once again, Zach.
Yeah, the Speed Palace, man. And anything can happen at that place. They fly around, and I'm anxious to see somebody, especially like you said, Terry surprised us last season. Somebody like him bottom feeding here now with the new track update. It's going to be really neat to see that.
Absolutely. Brandon, final thoughts on tonight, and what do you expect for next week?
Besides all the cautions tonight, it was a really great race between everybody. It was bottom and top both coming in. I always love to see that. I will say I did run a couple officials at Port Royal this week with the 360s. The bottom side very much in play, especially early. It's a complete change with the new build than it was before. So we'll see a little bit of double lane action.
Absolutely. What a night we had for racing in the Coast to Coast Racing League. Glad that you could join us all throughout the night tonight. Look at your schedule of what's coming up later this week, presented by Dylan Racing. Please, do we have it? Give us one moment here. We should have it. There we go. Tomorrow night, we've got the Truck Series at Chicagoland Speedway for the Jim Bowie Classic and 80-lap showdown. That should be a fun one to watch. Wednesday night, Hometown Heroes at Eldora, as well as the Xfinity Series at Chicagoland. Thursday night, the Modifieds at I-55 and the Cup Series at Chicagoland. Sunday night, Pro Late Models at Fallujah. That should be a lot of fun to watch. And then next week for Monday Night Madness, as we mentioned, we are at Port Royal Speedway. That's what's coming up, brought to you by Dylan Westbrook Racing. And that will do it for us here tonight on behalf of the Osh Weekend Speedway Extreme eSpeed TV, Coast to Coast Racing Network, all the fine drivers and sponsors, Roger Craig, Preston Kramer, and their fine group of admins. On behalf of Dean Reynolds, Brandon Dittmer, and Zach Chapman, Marty Scala signing off. Congrats to your winners. First-time winners in Rebels and Renegades, respectively, Dan McLaren and Brandon Templeton.